In this video, I will introduce the demand function and go over the formulas that is related to the demand function. So, intro to demand function. So, here are some formulas you must know before we go any further. So, the cost function, it's C of x. Sometimes they might use capital C. They're all the same. So, sometimes they give it to you. Cost function is C or C of x. The demand function is P of x, and sometimes they might use capital P. Average cost function. So whenever you see this straight line over C, that is the average cost. And to find the average cost, you simply divide the regular cost function by x. So everything by x. Okay, so revenue function, R of x equals x, which is your quantity, times your P of x, or your profit function. And then profit function can be expressed several ways. Sometimes they might not give it to you, sometimes they will. So P of x equals R of x minus C of x. So R is the revenue minus cost function. So just in case they don't give it to you, you can also express it as x times P minus cost, or revenue minus cost. They all mean the same thing. Whenever they ask you to find the break-even point, it's basically the revenue equals to the cost. Set those to each other and then solve for x, and you'll find your x value, value for your break-even point. Okay, sometimes they will ask you for marginal revenue, which is basically the extra revenue for selling one more unit. And basically, you just take the derivative in respect to x. So dr dx or r prime. Marginal cost is also known as the extra cost for producing one more unit. And to find that, you basically take the cost function and take the first derivative, or you could do it implicitly, dc over dx. Marginal profit, and it's also known as the extra profit for selling one more unit. So it's basically P prime, whatever your profit function, take the derivative of that, or you could take it implicitly, dp over dx. Okay, so let's start with example 1. So let's read this example. Example 1 states, a business determines that the profit derived from selling X units of an item that is given by the profit function P of X equals 0.002 x cubed plus 10x. So A, they want to find the marginal profit for 15 units, and then they want you to compare this to the actual gains and profit obtained by increasing production from 50 units to 51 units. Okay. So they want several things. They want the marginal profit. What is the marginal profit? So if you go back to your formulas, marginal profit is basically the profit function of first derivative, right? And then compare it with actual profit given by increasing the product from 50 units to 51 units. So let's do part A. So let's find the marginal profit for 50 units. Okay, so how do you find the marginal profit? It's basically P prime, or in our case, it could also be dP over dx. And then all you got to do is plug in 50 into that equation. Wait, first let's just find dP dx. So dP dx is basically P prime. So just take the derivative of this, right? So P of x is okay. So take the derivative of this. So what's the derivative of 0.002x cubed? You use power rule, right? And then, so the derivative of this is this. And then the derivative of 10x is just 10. Okay. And then just plug in 50 into that function, and then that'll give us your that'll give us the first part of the question, the marginal profit for 50 units. Plug in 50 into this equation. This has 3 zeros. Okay. So your marginal profit for $50 or dp dx is 1150. So what this means is this is the marginal profit. For producing one more unit. Okay. So this is the first part of the questions. The second part says, compare this to the gain in profit from increasing production from 50 units to 51. So basically they want you to find how much it would cost. So part B, they basically want you to find P of 50 and P of 51. Okay, that's all they want. I think you have to subtract those two. So let's find, so what is our P of X? Our P of X is 0.0002 x cubed plus 10x. So go ahead and plug in 15 to this function. And you should get exactly, when I just put it in the calculator, I get exactly 525. And then let's find P of 51. When you put that in the calculator, you get about 536.53. So let's compare these two. I mean, let's find the difference. So if you subtract 536.53 minus 522, what do you get? You get 1153. So could you, 1153, is that, compare this answer with answer A. What can you conclude? We have 1150 and then we have 1153. Really, if you round it to one decimal, it would be 1150. So what can you conclude? That these two answers are the same, right? So when you're producing one more item, you make a profit of 1153. So what is this saying? Basically, you're getting the same answer. So you can do it two ways. You could take the P of 51, subtract it to P of 50, or you could take the marginal profit and plug in 50, and then this will tell you how much you'll you will make from producing one more unit. Okay, so this is example one. Of course, there will be more examples. So I will end it here.